Ladies and gentlemen, for our sex contest of the evening, we go to the super middleweight division. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner to my right. He comes to us from Skowhegan, Maine. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Boston Boxing Promotions, Zenon Herrera. And his opponent, standing directly across the ring, wearing black trunks with yellow lettering. This man is an OG of Boston Boxing Promotions, and he insisted on coming back to New England tonight, right here in Melrose, Massachusetts. From Newark, New Jersey, but a former New England super welterweight title challenger, ladies and gentlemen, Malik "Da Freak" Jackson. 4 rounds, super middleweights.
All right, here we go. Listen, you have to love, you just have to love the intro of Zenon Herrera. Clearly comes from an MMA background.
Right.
Got pretty spiritual there for a minute. We was stomping and praying and looked like air beer bongs.
Looks like a guy who's showing up to fight.
Already you can see that hands, though, with that open paw glove. That's very reminiscent of guys that come from MMA trying to slap down a shot. It's not going to work against Malik
he's
Jackson.
already started southpaw and switched orthodox, so I'd imagine him to keep switching his
he's also bringing that knee up, which is almost scary. When you're in the ring, sometimes I'm sure you've experienced it with guys that come from MMA. You'll see them pop that knee up for a second. You think a kick's coming. It's like, you don't want to trigger and have a Muay Thai fight
with
break
2
out.
Superman punches, which normally aren't seen in the boxing world.
I unfortunately have been hit with one of those myself.
It doesn't.
It hurts the
it's
ego more than the face.
Right.
Totally. We'll see if we see one of those here tonight.
Doesn't necessarily cause damage, but it does to your ego.
Hurts the soul. Malik really light on the feet, obviously much better.
Good hand.
That was a beautiful.
And Zenon kind of looked to the
touched
ref,
it,
but it was right on the ear. Clean legal punch.
I think Malik could have followed up there, but I think we may have had our question answered. He may want to spend a little time in the ring.
He's not looking
tonight.
to blitz a guy. And
if he was looking to take him out right there,
seconds.
Malik's quick enough to have landed another shot while he was still checking.
Right.
But very, very unorthodox, as you often see from a lot of MMA fighters. Malik, much more composed and calm.
Yeah. It's worth noting that, like we said, that fight Malik had with Greg Vendetti for a New England title was at a much lighter weight than what they're fighting at today, right? I believe that was a 154-pound title.
Absolutely.
Today, these guys are in there at 168. So it'll be interesting to see how he carries that weight. I mean, Zenon is not a necessarily large gentleman.
They're incredibly small for light heavyweights.
Yes,
But, Zenon, a little bit of the pickup there. A little bit of that MMA coming through.
Yep.
But he's a bit of a theatrical guy. I don't think that was necessarily a foul.
I don't think he was looking to slam him.
But certainly woke the crowd up. But you make a really good point. These are fighters at the end of their career. They're a little long in the tooth. These are guys that most likely campaigned in their prime at 154. But,
hey, why cut weight if both guys are in agreement?
100%. It actually seems very fair as opposed to sometimes you see somebody that did not cut weight.
A weight bully?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Malik's still really spry on his feet. Good head movement. Works that was a nice lead
right hand. And he followed up with the left hook there. Both landed.
Yeah, I think Malik wants to be in the ring a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
Zenon tough though, no doubt about it. You can't be in some of the MMA fights that he's had and not be a tough man.
Right.
It's just somebody that's been trained in boxing his whole life.
Exactly.
He's going to have a jump on somebody that's been trained in MMA.
Right. And his lone MMA win is against a gentleman I had a scheduled bout against that kind of fell through. So,
Nico Ali Walsh.
I wish.
And round 1 is in the books.
Yep. I'd say that's a Malik round.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Zenon landed anything of consequence necessarily.
100%, but he's game. That's nice
he's not
to see.
Getting dominated.
Yeah. And it looks like Malik wants to do some rounds again. He has a former Boston Boxing Promotions fighter, Tolan Tosco, in his corner.
Right.
Wonderful guy that he is, Kyle, if you ever have a chance to talk to him. He's a historian of Boston Boxing Promotions and is full of great stories of the history that this promotion has in the New England area. Over a decade now, putting on some of the best club boxing that you'll ever see.
Definitely.
We want to remind you, if you're viewing this for free on YouTube, this is a second of 3 free preliminary fights. Then we're heading over to Combat Sports Now for the bulk of the card, where you will see Andrei Nowitzki against Keith Rydell Mays
in a WBC international
heavyweight title.
Bout.
One of these men will walk out of this room tonight with a world ranking, and they'll be able to call themselves a heavyweight prospect at a time when the heavyweight division is full of excitement and money.
Right.
Yeah. So you may be seeing a future star here tonight in the heavyweight division, and that's not an exaggeration. That's the actual truth.
Right. No, it is as legitimate as a title as you get outside
100%.
of those world championships.
Yep.
And it's just, like you said, it's a stepping stone.
It is the stepping stone to that world
get to
championship.
that world championship.
Yep. Back to the action here, Malik. The Freak. Have to love the nickname. It's great. And if Zenon, if his nickname is not the Phenom, somebody's missing it.
Right.
Yeah. So we got the Freak versus the Phenom here, Memorial Hall, Melrose, Massachusetts.
And I will say Zenon's looking to stay busy. You know, I mean, he's kind of pushing the action. Not that he's having much success landing leather, but
yeah, he's
by
going there.
Yeah, he's by no means just circling the ring, not throwing his hands.
That's his only chance right there, Kyle.
That's
his only chance is to get in a slugfest just like that, where he has the opportunity to kind of throw one or two of those big hooks and hope something lands, because he's not going to outbox the Freak.
And he's primarily staying in the southpaw stance, at least through the first 45 seconds or so of this round.
It's just
as I say that, he switches orthodox.
It's just technique more than anything else.
Right.
From hand placement to footwork to switching the stances to leaning in when he punches. He comes from a different discipline.
Right.
Whereas Malik
primarily
well.
A boxer. Yep.
Malik's a really good rangefinder. If you notice, whenever Zenon tries to throw something, he uses his footwork as his defense.
And for the first time that I've noticed,
right there.
Malik is actually turned southpaw.
He's enjoying himself out there, though. You can see Malik smiling, and you got to take in these moments, especially when you're not necessarily in danger like he is. Not that you're always in danger when you're in the professional ring. He's a beautiful 1-2 right there.
He's landed some good,
a lot of success from the
southpaw
stance.
From the southpaw stance.
I wonder if his cornerman Tolan advised him to take some. Oh, gorgeous
nice uppercut
on the
beautiful uppercut.
Nice chin on Zenon, though, and he followed that
uppercut.
Zenon
wore it well.
One of the key things about an uppercut is you got to follow it up. When that head pops up, you are given
come back with that hook.
100%. You are given a window. You're given a moment in time where the second shot will land.
Right.
And he did a fantastic job of that.
But Zenon wore it well.
Took the punch well. Yeah.
And he's he's still in there throwing. Doesn't appear to be hurt at all.
Oh,
good combination. Yep.
Yeah. Right on the button. Really nice accuracy tonight from Malik.
And again, 2 fights, two complaints about punches behind the head. But
don't necessarily know if I agree with him. But
no, same.
Oh,
good.
Gorgeous left
Beautiful
hook.
left hook.
Oh, unloading on Zenon
position.
in the last 10 seconds. Talk about closing around.
And Zenon was starting to look to the ref there. And
guarantee the ref is going to have his eyes on the next round, I think, early on. That was a lot of unanswered punches.
In those last 20 seconds or so.
Little blood coming out of the nose of Zenon. What a tough man, though, to be 42 years old and to want to step in the ring and compete at that level in a sport that is not your wheelhouse.
Sport, right.
See if we got that great uppercut on replay here. But there's that hook right at the end. And there's where he tried that hook again at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, just unloaded in the last 10 seconds of the fight.
I mean, this replay alone was enough to win the round.
Yeah, he looked at the ref Jackie there for a second, and you're wondering if he was looking for help.
Right.
But then he smiled and nodded, and he was okay.
But there was not a single blow there that the ref would need to be.
One gets the feeling if Malik wants to step on the gas here a little bit, he would be able to get his stoppage tonight. Oh. Round 3, scheduled for 4 rounds. The finale, the swan song of Malik Jackson, and he's in complete control so far. It's a performance to be proud of, especially if it ends up, says it's his last one, but we're fighters, Kyle.
Right. You want to see every, like you said, it's very rare to go out with a win on your last
and you hope
card.
you do, but
it would
but
be nice
that little voice,
that.
Shows up, and you got one more in you, kid.
Of course,
especially when you're not a kid, it actually calls you a kid and makes you feel that voice is just. Just terrible.
And that's the double-edged sword, right? It's your last one, you win, and then it's like, well, maybe I got one more until that luck runs out.
I think he's getting a little sloppier here in the third round. I think Malik just needs to get back on that jab, control the action like he was. A little bit of wrestling happening now. And frankly, I think that's more Zenon's wheelhouse. If he wants to get in there and muscle around in a closely fought fight,
that's where he has an opportunity to maybe land something that Malik doesn't see coming.
You get the feeling that the Phenom would just be undefeated in those old school tough man contests that you used to hear about in the Midwest, and the opening of the first X-Men.
Yes.
Marvel phase, way back in the day. As we spoke about Memorial Hall, this was a sign of one of Malik's toughest and most exciting fights when he took on Greg Vendetti for the New England title. In this room, the place was utterly electric, Kyle.
Yeah.
I mean, just a fantastic environment. So it's neat that he gets to end his career at a place that he's fought in before and had a memorable night.
Yeah, right.
I've always thought that Melrose Memorial Hall, obviously the viewers probably can't see the full spectrum with the crowd to the side and behind us, but this place just would be amazing. If you were making a movie that took place in the world of boxing in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, it would have to be done here.
Right.
Yeah. That or maybe the Fall River Pal. That could give it a run for its money. But it's such an old, historic building.
Absolutely. It reminds me of the Pal, which Jungle Land was shot with Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, that's true.
And they used the PAL as a venue that
was a throwback venue.
Yeah, right.
And back here to the action. Things slowing down a little bit here in the third. I'm sure both men, tiring slightly as the fight goes on, no doubt about it. Again,
like we said, these guys are fighting at a weight class that they.
Zenon probably just had his best moment there. He snuck in a little uppercut.
But then again,
Malik answers back.
A good left hook.
Oh, that was gorgeous.
Beautiful right hand.
Yeah, straight right hand, and he followed up with the hook. That's what's nice about Malik. Like, the next level of boxing that somebody like Malik knows is to let the combinations go. Too many guys, single shots. And he's got fast hands. He reacts quick when that first shot lands.
And he's having a lot of success in that southpaw stance, which as far as I know, is not his typical not his typical approach,
Yeah. And again, very calm corner.
Right there, that back left hand was and I know Zenon laughed it off after, but usually in my experience when a guy laughs off a punch or shakes their head, it's
an
usually
acknowledgement
because they felt it.
At least it landed.
Right.
So I think what this comes down to now, Malik in full control 3 rounds in. Does he want to get the stoppage? Does he want to have a moment where he lets everything go to try and finish with a knockout? Or is he content to have a great 4-round unanimous decision win? So we'll find out shortly.
At the beginning here.
You would like to see him dig, though. You'd like to see the stoppage. But Zenon's proved to be very, very tough.
Right. But who wouldn't want to end their career with a knockout victory?
Yeah. But a shutout doesn't hurt either.
Right, of course. Either way. Like you said,
especially in there against a tough man like that.
Right.
He did not come here to lay down in any way, shape, or form, and you have to respect that. Unfortunately, occasionally you do run into that with MMA fighters who tiptoe in boxing because they don't care about their boxing record. That's not what happened here tonight.
Right.
The Phenom has come to be here all night.
But I wholeheartedly agree with you that if Malik starts letting his hands go in combinations,
and this is it.
A stoppage is within grasp.
He has had a very long professional career, and I am sure that to end it with a knockout would be something to be proud of. But end up with a win is just as equally as satisfying.
Absolutely, right.
But I think he has the ability. After 20 professional fights, I mean, in this day and age, that's a lot of fights, Kyle. And we probably should have touched on that earlier. He's a veteran of 20 professional fights. Didn't always get the decision, but was always there to give somebody a run for their money.
Right. I'm at a point in my career where I'm hoping to hit that 10 mark, and he's doubled that already.
Yeah.
You know.
And this has been a great performance. He's been in complete control all
Right.
night.
I'd say he's won every round.
You wonder what's going through his mind at a time like this. This is it. This is something that this man has done.
This might be the last time you step through those ropes.
Yeah. Could be the last time he legally assaults another human being.
Right.
Hopefully he's not doing that regardless. He's a gentleman by all means. But he's having fun. You can see he's smiling. You just wonder, in his mind.
Good left, right.
Is he taking in that this is the beautiful straight right
Swish back to orthodox and landed a beautiful straight right hand.
Here he goes.
And I think beautiful body shot.
Look at that with 35 seconds left.
Are we waving it off already? It looks like
it's not a very emphatic wave off, but he got it. He got the stoppage in his last fight. Congratulations, Malik Johnson. Look at
like
that.
A right uppercut to the body.
And now
wonderfully placed.
Now it flips because you look at Herrera and you're like, oh, man, you were 30 seconds away from going all 4 rounds.
Right.
Single body shot just like that.
But I will say, as impressive as headshots are, body shots hit different, and
Zenon bringing Malik down for a quick little prayer. Very common in the MMA community. Got to respect that show of respect between both men. Let's see if we can get a replay of this shot. Touches him with the jab.
Right hand up top, and I think it's right here after the hook.
There was that beautiful straight right. That was a little earlier.
Yep. And you see Malik being out of range of all these punches.
And what was smart, he'd been headhunting all night, and there's nothing wrong with that. He has not gone and touched the body, and as soon as he did,
that was it.
It feels like it's
there
coming.
It is.
Beautiful. It was an uppercut.
Right uppercut. Yep,
wow,
right to
right
the
uppercut. And he actually stood
solar plexus.
He stepped through with it, too, which was interesting. Beautifully landed shot.
Can't ask to go out a better way.
Yeah.
Winning 4 in a row, all on Boston Boxing Promotions with a
stoppage in the last 30 seconds of your final professional fight. That's awesome. Congratulations to Malik Jackson. He's been a real stalwart of Boston boxing, and really proud that he's had a wonderful career.
But we are down to one more free bout before we switch over to pay-per-view for a
ready
really
to see,
stacked card.
Yeah, getting ready to see a prospect by all means. Joseph Ordano has come up from his home in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
We're definitely going to have to reference the great Billy Joel song, Allentown. Gorgeous
100%.
song.
Yep.
Billy Joel, who just played his 150th performance at Madison Square Garden.
Amazing.
I do believe it's got a little weird with that Billy Joel thing. I think it's become it's going to see Dropkick Murphys in Boston.
Right.
It's become a rite of passage.
Right.
But here we go. I think we're heading up to Peter for the official decision. Malik
but as
Jackson
someone
with
who
his
grew
swan
up
song.
on the Piano Man, it's amazing to see that he's still selling out the biggest venues in the country.
Fantastic. And only at Boston Boxing Promotions will you get Billy Joel references during a Malik Jackson fight. Malik the Freak.
Gentlemen, how about a round of applause for both of these fighters?
Zenon Herrera throws back on the
end comes at 2
chain.
minutes, 27 seconds of round number 4. The corner for the blue corner calls a halt to this contest. Your winner via TKO, Malik da Freak Jackson.
Wow, interesting. That just, explains to a certain extent why the ref wasn't so definitive with the stoppage. Right. The corner actually asked the commissioner to stop the fight. So, hey, awesome. I think it is a testament to any corner that's willing to stop their fight. However, I think he could have potentially survived the 30 seconds.
Right. I think he could have.
But nobody knows better than the corner.
Right. So. And there's nothing wrong with protecting your guy who you
and also not getting caught up in the fact that there's only 30 seconds left. There's only 30 seconds left. If you feel that your man can no longer defend himself or is in danger, it's the right thing always to do. Very respectable from Zenon.